Firstly, the Manly side bristling with internationals. In fact, of those 13 players on your screen, 11 of them have played for their country. Coached by Bobby Fulton, they've come here not to go home as losers. Brisbane also now can boast several internationals, and they again tonight will be pinning a lot of their hopes on the magic of Wally Lewis and his combination with the centres of Mal Meninga and Gene Miles. Now he's decided to call out both hookers. Ray Brown and Greg Conescu. Oh, there was a knee went up there from one of the Brisbane players, and now the two packs erupt. Manly had been told to bring the scrum up, and then we saw the knee of one of the Brisbane players come up. You should see it on this replay. It's fairly vivid. There it is there. That's what started it. And Greg Conescu has been sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes. Conescu sin bin for 10 minutes. 3.5 minutes from the end of the first quarter. Graham Eadie's line kick finds it 12 metres into Brisbane's half. Ray Brown to take the tap. John Rebo takes it ahead. Still no score. Brown, Vaughton, Brown, Walker. That's the 32-metre line that you see. Back to Brown. Now to Thompson. Manly are very deep. Sigsworth. Close. Coming up is Cleal. There's Cleal with the ball now. But they, in fact, lost about 8 metres in that passage of play. Close. Sigsworth. Thompson. Cuts out Schubert. Long pass taken well by Vaughton. Vaughton turns it. Back to Schubert. Quick pass to Michael Blake. Michael Blake struggling to free himself. Gets the pass away to John Rebo. He's beaten one. He's inside the 22, Rebo. He's beaten another. No, he's gone into touch, Rebo. He's into touch. 12 metres out.
Yes, but what a very clever pass there from Alan Thompson, and also young Blake, who's playing particularly well. Rebo, a very powerful player, just unfortunate.
Brisbane at the moment playing with 12 men. Greg Conescu sent to the sin bin 60 seconds back. Here's Eadie. And Eadie is tackled there by Fullerton Smith. Ray Brown. Manly realising the quarter-time siren about to sound as Schubert gets into an opening. Passes to Mitch Brennan. Brennan comes away with it for Brisbane. Brennan's gone outside the 22. Alan Thompson's got him, and he's into touch. 10 metres out from the 22 line.
Play the game down in Manly's territory. He only utilised the little kick a couple of times in the first quarter, and on 2 of those occasions they went astray, with one little chip over the top that had Manly in a lot of trouble.
Well, here's Phil Sigsworth making a break for Manly. He's coming up to the halfway line. He got rid of Bernarden. Butler's got him, though. Butler pulls him down. Midway between the 22 and halfway. Brisbane's end of the ground. Good break made by Sigsworth.
Yes, but again, where was Kerry Boosted when Sigsworth looked for him on the first occasion?
Long passing from Manly. Through Schubert to Cleal. Now to Eadie. Makes the extra man in the back line. High stepping his way through. Got a pass back. Well taken too. Supporting Eadie was Bruce Walker. Played back to Rebo. Given to Brown. They're on the 32-metre line. Thompson fires it back to Close. Close goes up towards the quarter line, but he's pulled down by Wayne Lindenberg. Played by Close back to Sigsworth. Given to Alan Thompson. Thompson sprints inside the 22. Still going up to the 10-metre line. Taken by Lewis. Alan Thompson continuing some great form that we've seen from him in the Winfield Cup in Sydney, and a penalty has been given as a result of that penalty from Mal Meninga. Scrum won by Manly. Thompson giving it back to Graham Eadie. Eadie going across the ground. He's made a break, Eadie. He's 20 metres into Brisbane territory, looking in vain for somebody to back him up. Michael Blake and John Rebo had long gone on his left. Thompson, Schubert popping the ball short to Walker, and Walker is held on the Brisbane 32. Ray Brown, Alan Thompson, short ball. Ian Schubert losing his footing just when it seemed there was an opportunity for Manly. He got to his feet, passed to Rebo. Rebo is held about 5 metres out from the Brisbane line. Phil Blake on the field for Manly. Sigsworth is off. Out to Alan Thompson. Thompson to Eadie. And Eadie is able to get a pass away to Thompson. Thompson gets it away to Vaughton. Vaughton is held 10 metres out from the line. Paul Vaughton, who has toiled every second of this match so far. Ray Brown across the field. Dummies to Walker. Gives it to Close. And Chris Close is over the line. Can he get it down? Yes! Close has got it down. A try has been given. Welcome back, Sydney viewers. The kickoff has just taken place. Kerry Bowstead playing it. Alan Thompson passing to Ian Schubert. Schubert held just inside the 22 line. Manly leading 6 points to 2. Controversial try scored by Chris Close. Let's not forget to pay tribute to Close, though. Here's Bowstead. Bowstead is flying down the flank. Inside, Phil Blake is with him. Blake's off. Blake's off. Chased by Brennan. Brennan won't catch him, I don't think. No. Phil Blake on the field. 2 minutes has scored. Well, I was about to say earlier that we hadn't seen much of Kerry Bowstead. But suddenly, just into Brisbane's area now. Ray Brown, off from dummy half, some 3 metres, picking up Phil Blake, dancing, coming across the ground, taken by Lindenberg, and put to ground. Thompson again. Now to Schubert. Schubert has played very well. 10 metres into Brisbane's area. Dummy half, Phil Blake. Alan Thompson in possession. Now it's with Ray Brown out wide. Here's Chris Close. Close, going very hard. Inside the 22. Colin Scott, a great tackle. Tremendous tackle by Scott. And that's the... Lindenberg playing it now on the 22 line.
Brisbane's tactics pretty obvious because these 3 Brisbane players haven't bothered about going back at all.
Graham Eadie now, realising that the bulk of the Brisbane side are offside, decides to reply to the kick by Gene Miles. It's got around Miles. He's raked it back into the fence. Here's a chance for Thompson. Oh, a clash of Thompson and Miles. Ball dived on by Ross Windshuttle, and he's given a try. Try given to Ross Windshuttle for Manly. And I should say, to restart. Eadie has only been successful with 2 out of 6 now. And here he is, former Australian fullback, Graham Eadie. Up to near the halfway. 16 points to 4 in favour of the Manly side. Vaughton, a gain of about 10 metres. Strong run by Vaughton. Ray Brown, Alan Thompson, back to Brown. And now it's out to Goldie Walker. Stands, gets it to Ian Schubert. Schubert back across to the centre of the field. Fires it out to Vaughton. Vaughton taken by Tessman. Tackled on the 22, but the referee is taking play back. He's taking play back, and I believe has ordered the forward pass that was sent to Ian Schubert. It was Bruce Walker who got his arms free, and then he gave that pass. And I thought the referee had allowed play to go on, but he took it back to exactly that point on the ground and put that scrum down, which Manly has won. Phil Blake playing it 30 metres out from the home team's line, out to Kerry Bowstead, who at the moment anyway is playing in the centres. In fact, it's Bowstead in the centres, Windshuttle on the wing, and it's Alan Thompson feeding it to Windshuttle, who scored Manly's 3rd try inside a minute from the restart of the 3rd quarter. Here's Dave Brown. Brown up to the 22. The pass has gone back into no man's land. Picked up by Phil Blake. A long ball out to Kerry Bowstead. That must have been a 30-metre pass to Bowstead. Now it's with Graham Eadie. He's gone inside one. Stamps over the top of another. Then he gives the pass back, and tackle with it is Walker on the Brisbane 22 line. Into dummy half again is Ray Brown. To the right is Alan Thompson. This man. Inside goes Noel Cleal. Jumps out of one tackle. Gets out of a second. And barges his way to a point about 6 metres from the Brisbane line. Noel Cleal playing it back to Ray Brown. Brown, short ball to Dave Brown, and he's held there by his former teammates from the State of Origin matches. Across from Ray Brown to Phil Blake. Drop shot. He's got it. Phil Blake kicking the drop goal, sending Manly to a 17.
Actually, that was a surprising decision by Graham Eady then to attempt to throw a pass in that circumstance. They tried to Brisbane and they're right back in the game.
Out to Bernardin, on to Lindenberg. Lindenberg shaped a kick, then through the dummy again, before being wrestled to the ground by Vorton. Ball played back to Miles. This is Wally Lewis giving it to Brad Tessman. Oh, round the corner pass was a beauty, but it was put down. Eady, outside the 22, outside 32. Here's Phil Blake. Blake's over the halfway. One-handed to his brother Michael. Michael's up to the 22. Here's Rebo. Rebo's gone without it. Picked up by Phil Blake. Scooped away to Bruce Walker now. Walker, he's tackled 32 metres out from the Brisbane line. Well, Brisbane were almost certainly going in to score under the uprights. It was a great pass around. Manly team. Scrum won by Manly. Out to Graham Eady. Eady inside Meninga.
This bloke's had a great game.
Hasn't he? What? Eady with a bumping run has taken play out to the 32-metre line. Now Manly have sent Glenn Ryan on. Glenn Ryan has replaced Bruce Walker. That's him on camera. Now it's to Ray Brown. Cut out pass to Rebo. Borton's on his outside. Rebo throws the dummy, goes back in field, over the halfway. Now he'll look for support. Tackled about 12 metres into Brisbane. So the line dropout taken by Noel Cleal. And this is Colin Scott now. Just out from the Manly 22. Jones wrestled to the ground by Ryan and Michael Blake. Wally Lewis, short kick over the top for Astle to chase. Ball taken by Phil Blake, and he's lost it. And going away with it, Mitch Brennan. Brennan's over. Mitch Brennan has scored. Brennan scoring for Brisbane. Who came on during that third quarter. Lindenberg looking for an opening up the centre, but Glenn Ryan hit very hard in that tackle. Out to Astle, now to Meninga, who's had a quiet game, Keith.
Yes, and he pulled up in that tackle too. He's certainly not running with the determination that we've seen of him in the past. He's been completely blotted out by Michael Blake in general three-quarter play, but here's a chance now.
Yeah, oh, he's lost it across the line. Butler was in for your life there. You got a bit of cover there too, I noticed, from a fellow who knows something about taking bombs. Paul Vorton now, outside 32, up to the halfway goes Vorton. Tackle by Butler. Schubert's the dummy half. Broken play, they'll stretch it very quickly, I would think. Thompson, Rebo taken by Astle and Meninga. Thompson dummy half. No Cleal. Cleal through one, up to the second.
Yes, we haven't seen too much of Cleal either, but when he's come into the game, he certainly put a lot of pressure on the Brisbane defence, made a lot of very, very strong runs.
Chip ahead, charge down, picked up by Ryan for Manly, 6 more tackles. Ray Brown has gone to dummy half again, a position where you'll find him almost permanently based all night long. Here's Schubert. Schubert getting between a couple of players to win shuttle inside to Michael Blake, now to Ryan. Can he pass? Oh, Phil Blake. 9 o'clock Saturday morning, so if that's the case, St Gregory's College Campbelltown would be expecting me to give the result, and I can simply tell you that the boys came out of it victorious and have gone to the Commonwealth Bank Cup final in a fortnight's time. St Gregory's Campbelltown. Mergon, game in defeat, certainly not disgraced. Alan Thompson, 10 metres into Brisbane's territory. About 12 minutes of time remaining as Paul Vorton is tackled midway between 22 and halfway. 17-8 in favour of Manly. Schubert heads into a gap. Then he turns, picks up Ryan. Ryan's got one to beat. Turns it to Phil Blake. Blake's in for his second. Blake has gone in to score his second try of the night. Opportunist that he is. But what a magnificent supporter. That being taken 32 metres out from the Manly line. And this is Brad Tessman, Horton and Schubert. Two of the outstanding Manly players making the tackle. But from Horton, we've seen a performance that has lasted the entire match. This is Jones. Straight through is Jones. He'll score. Yes, he's over. Gavin Jones has scored for the Brisbane side. 23 points to 12. Even in the top grade. That's a clean heel. Alan Thompson, tackled by Bruce Astle. Schubert to the halfway. Coming up to the last minute. Trust you've enjoyed the change in time slot, which allowed us to bring this telecast to you in Sydney live. Rebo. Dummy half in 14 is Cochrane. Cleal is getting ready for a run. And that's him with it now. Turning it to Alan Thompson. Short ball to Ryan. Ryan draws them. Passes a long ball out to Windshuttle. Windshuttle pursued by Lindenberg. Takes it to the 22. Just half a minute to go. From the dummy half to Phil Blake. On to Ian Schubert. Here's a long ball. Out to Ray Brown. Can't take it. Kicked by Brisbane. Mitch Brennan is offside. Paul Vorton dives on it. 6 more tackles. Rebo held on the 22. Last few seconds of the match. Thompson. Ryan. He takes the final tackle as the siren sounds. And Manly have gone into the KB Cup final to defend their title with this 23 points to 14 victory over Brisbane. Phil Blake 2 tries, Chris Close and Ross Windshuttle tries. A drop goal by Phil Blake. Graham Eadie 3 goals. For Brisbane, their tries from Mitch Brennan and Gavin Jones. Mal Meninga kicking 3 goals. 23 points to 14. And we'll be back with our final wrap in just...
Don't forget to subscribe, add your comments, and share your memories. If you have any old VHS tapes or even DVD to dispose, let me know. Drop me an email on ceagle666@gmail.com.